We are now live. We're now live. I'm back with the McDonald's drive-through headset, guys. So let's get everybody on. Surprise Milan Weekly Podcast Special. Special. We're gonna see now who has their notifications on. People will pop in here and there. Gives everybody a little minute. See, I have my notifications on. Pops up on my phone. Jazz 85, what's going on? Stefano Gattuso. Dom, always a pleasure. A little bit of time to everybody to say, "Wow, Milan Weekly Podcast Tuesday." It's crazy. It's a special one tonight, guys. Special. Big win for Milan. But we're not going to be talking too much about Milan tonight. But very interesting subject today. Very nice. Everybody's coming in now. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, I think we can get it started. How do I look? How's my hair? Perfect. Excellent. Good. Let's get it started, guys. Cari amici sportivi, welcome to a special Milan Weekly podcast, guys. We're going to continue the tradition that Vinny started last week, where Milan Weekly podcast, in collaboration, of course, with Milan Club Montreal, we'll be talking to our partners and the great people that support the club and support the podcast. So I would like to have a warm welcome for Nico Sansalone from Evangelista Sport, who's going to be coming in tonight. Nico, welcome.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for having me. How's it going?
It's going fantastic today, as you would know, Nico. Fantastic.
Of course. Okay,
Fantastic. Un grande Milan today, un grande Milan after COVID. But hey, look, we're not here. I'm not here to rub it in.
You should.
They've been playing well. They've been playing well. I want to thank you first of all again for you and your family and Evangelista Sport for being fantastic partners with Milan Club Montreal and everything that you do for us. Guys, it's incredible, right? It's a project that Marcello Presidente took on, and he invited me into Milan Club Montreal, and with Vinny and Mario, the admins, and all the members. We wanted to make the things different for the local clubs in Montreal, and we wanted the Milan Club Montreal to stand out. And you guys were always from the beginning just the most help and the most giving for everything that we wanted to do. So thank you, Nico. I wanted to start off with that.
It's our pleasure, Steve. And look, it's mutual. I mean, we really enjoy working with you guys. I've said it from day one, speaking to Marcello. It's the Milan Club Montreal is a very well-run club. Good injection of passionate fans and people who know what they're doing. And you know what? It's just fun to follow. It's fun to watch what you guys are doing. And you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you, Nico. Nico, let's start there for maybe some of the people that are on here that are not from Montreal. Let's talk about Evangelista Sport now. I'm a bit preview to a little bit of the history. I know your brother. I had the pleasure through your brother to meet you. Met your father, a fantastic gentleman as well. How did your family get started in this business?
The business, so we started, the company started in 1985, so this is actually our 35th anniversary. We had a lot of plans. Unfortunately, we had to shelve them all with this mess that we all went through in the past few months. But yeah, this is our 35th anniversary. And the store was started in 1985. It was three gentlemen. So Giovanni Sansalone, my father, his partner Antonio Panetta, and a third partner whose name was Dominic Evangelista, hence the name. After a little while, it remained only the Panetta and Sansalone families, but the name at that point was they decided to keep it on. Why change something that people are getting to know? and that was it. I mean, for me especially, I'm born in '85, so for me it's literally my entire life. It's all I know, right?
Yeah.
This is it, and it's been family run, family owned from day one, and it's our passion. It's what we love to do, and the saying goes true when you say you won't work a day if you love what you do.
Yeah.
Uh, for us, we really love what we do. We love being there in the soccer community, speaking to guys like you, Milan fans, Juve clubs, Inter, whomever there might be. It's just great to have conversations all the time about it.
Yeah, and that's the difference, right? And that's the uniqueness of this partnership. Yourself, your brother, your dad, I know from a long time are hardcore Juventino, and they welcomed us, guys. And you know what? That's the difference between the way North America looks at Serie A and maybe the way Europe would look at Serie A. I don't want to dwell too much on that, but I have to tell people a little story, right? So for me. Growing up and playing here in RDP, I needed I begged my father to take me to Evangelista. It was this mythical place. You walk into Evangelista and we had everything, right?
Toys R Us for
Uh,
adults, right?
yeah. So yeah, we would take the drive to St. Lawrence and find the parking and go inside there and just be a kid in a candy store, right? They always had the merchandise, the different jerseys, the signed jerseys on the wall. Really, a sports atmosphere and a sports place. Uh, you know. I think it was later on that you guys renovated and you made the top floor for the shoes, or was it always like that? I don't
No,
remember.
that was about 10 years ago, roughly. Yeah.
Yeah, so for us, the shoes were on the same floor as the
Yeah.
merchandise, and it was amazing because, uh, like Nico, things have changed so much. There was no website that I could go on. There was no, there was nothing. There was no social media. We basically looked at whatever Serie A game that we could watch, looks for the shoes and try to copy those shoes. So for me, 1994 was that year where you look at Baggio and you look, he had the blue shoes, and then he had the black shoes with the fluorescent yellow
Right.
Diadora sign. Everybody wanted that, right? So Evangelista was the place to go to get those. My father, I'll tell you honestly, guys, would have never bought me those shoes at that price, and it's not because Nico and his family overpriced it. It's just that everybody wanted them, and my father was never going to buy me those shoes. So what I did is I later in my life returned to Evangelista Sport with my son and bought my own pair of those shoes.
Good for you, Steve.
So that's the story with that. Now we talked a little bit about the past. Let's talk about the future and what we're living now. Guys, with Nico and Carmelo, fantastic revolution of the business, bringing it online, being able to shop online. I am honorably wearing something that I purchased from Evangelista through the COVID crisis because I needed something to buy. So everybody knows I love this green for Italy. This green theme that they put, and I was able to
Renaissance.
Renaissance. Yeah, so I was able to purchase this, and can you talk to us about how the business shifted and how you and your family adapted to the business shifting from regular retail to online sales with regards to like anything, right? The type of clientele. My father would never have gone online, but now everybody wants to buy everything online. How did Evangelista shift to that?
I mean, luckily we've been online for a little while now. I don't want to. We were pretty early on the online game, so we were already set up. But for sure, it showed us the importance of being organized online, of being prepared, of having a full catalog of product readily available for people. Questions and concerns being able to answer quickly, right? Because that's the thing about online shopping is if you don't answer quick enough, thousands of others might, right? So there's so much possibility out there. You always have to be available and ready. So it's a very important part of the business, but it's become even more so. It's actually probably essential part of the business today. And I think anything COVID showed us is that's where the future is, guaranteed. That if you're not ready to go online, it's going to be a very difficult road ahead for sure.
Yeah, and you know, with and I said it right, Evangelista, their staple point is the store on Saint Laurent because everybody recognizes it for that. When you shift to the web, there's no there's no Saint Lawrence Boulevard that the people could go to, right? You're a small site on a humongous web
Absolutely.
in a humongous area, and you have to drive traffic to that site, and also word of mouth, right? So it's interesting how the time has shifted to that. How about Nico closing the store for COVID? I know, like I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, this is a family-run store, guys. This is something that's in Nico and his family from when Nico was born, 1985,
Right.
and I think Carmelo's 81, like me. So I'm dating myself. And you know, to close that down and not be able to go to the store that they've been going to for X number of years, can you tell us a little bit about that and how you guys handled that?
It wasn't easy. It was a definite challenge. But you know what? Like we weren't alone, like everyone else, right? We all went through that same challenge. Your life just gets turned upside down overnight. Uh, Luckily, we have our Steve. I think you visited our production, our warehouse facility, where we were able to distribute uniforms and that kind of product. So at a certain point, we actually um, used all our machinery and our capabilities and started producing masks as well. So that kept us, that kept us busy, that kept us going. So we had some work to get us through the crisis. We had the online. The online stayed open the whole time, of course, and then our online department people, they kept working the whole time. But no, definitely wasn't easy. Definitely wasn't fun. We were very happy when we were allowed to go back to normal somewhat, right?
Yeah.
And get to see all our friends again and and everyone.
Exactly, because and that's what it is, guys. Right? It's a family-run store where it's a lot of face-to-face. A lot of
Yeah,
people like coming into the store. You, you, you know, the online experience is great. It's great for like people like us that are familiar with the internet. But some people want to go into the store, and you're buying a pair of cleats. It's a little bit different. Some cleats from some brands size 8 might not be the same sizing as a size 8 in another particular brand, so you lose that type of stuff, that type of feeling when you
you
can't walk
lose the
into a store.
experience.
Yeah,
You as a Milan fan, you walk in, you wanna see the Milan jersey, you wanna touch the Milan jersey, you wanna see what else there is. You don't know what you want, and you wanna be shown what you want, right? It's totally being in such a niche market that we are. Uh, it's a very different experience. It's not just saying I need a pan for my kitchen. No, I want something Milan. I don't know what I want. I want to see what I
exactly.
want.
Well, that's usually what happens to me every time I walk into Evangelista now. Well, like everybody knows, I'm not a medium by far, so I right away go to the back of the rack, and anything that's in my size, I end up coming home with, right? Because I'm just addicted to the zip ups, and no wonder Carmelo's always happy when he sees me, or Nico's happy when they see me in the store. And if I'm bringing my kids, they both Nico and Carmelo both know that I'm going home with other stuff that I wasn't planning on buying because they're just grabbing. So that's that feel that you lose from there. Uh, I want to go to the production plant because that's very interesting. When did you guys decide to shift to that production site as well?
I wouldn't call it so much of a shift as an addition.
Okay.
We always had a team business, we'll call it, which we supply uniforms to. You said you're from RDP, to clubs like RDP, and to other clubs and regions across the country, really. And then I would say also about 10 years ago is when we really decided to take it to the next level, expand the operation. Right now, our warehouse is. Uh, 30,000 square feet. So we have 30,000 square feet of pretty much inventory and production where we do our own A to Z. It's all done in house. So very little gets outsourced. It's printed, it's pressed, it's embroidered, whatever needs to be done, it's all done in house. And we also have the capability to produce as well our own clothing in Montreal. So we actually have our own Made in Montreal brand. Uh, Top eight again, beginning to end. It's a full process that we proudly do here in Montreal. It's not something you see every day.
Exactly, and well put. Not something that you see every day. We know importation, exportation is a large facet of business nowadays, and to be this company that's from Montreal and making stuff in Montreal, it's fantastic. And I had the pleasure, guys. And again, I'm not saying it here because I know Carmelo and Nico. It's a fantastic facility. They really have a great showroom for anybody who needs to go there and basically is interested, whether it's team sports or club sports. They can really do it all A to Z. And maybe soon I'm gonna have I'll let everybody in on this. I'm gonna have a little meeting with Nico, and we might bring back vintage pitch. So
Looking forward to it.
once Nico gives once I have the time and Nico has the time, I'll sit with him, and maybe you guys will be privy to a new vintage pitch collection that's been brewing somewhere in this laptop. I don't know where, but needs to come out, right? So
Looking
let's
forward to it.
good, Nico. Let's talk a little bit. We're gonna cut the corona and the negativity for a bit, and I want to know you, Nico, and your family, how you guys became Juventini. How did you guys start loving this old lady?
You'll have to ask my old man then. we we were born into it. In my house we say Juventino si nasce, right? So Juventino, you're born, and in our case, that's the way it was. Our father's is till this day a very very dedicated Juventus fan, and we were born and there was nothing else. I'm sure your kids are Milan fans as well, and and it's what's important is just enjoy the game, really be a fan of the game. I mean, obviously we were pushed towards Juve, but
And it also helps when your team is winning. It's easy to root for the team that your dad is going for, right? So
absolutely, it wasn't always the case, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think we've been doing okay lately, so yeah, it does make it a little easier.
And that's something like everybody that I talked to, Nico. We had the chance to interview a lot of people that are in the soccer community. Jason DiTulio, Rocco Placentino, Sandro Grande, and it's all stuff that I try to I want to pick their brain about, right? So like the Milan Club Montreal, why it's important to me, and why I like doing Milan Weekly podcast. Besides getting away from my kids for an hour at 9:30 at night, is because I want them to remember this, right? I want them to understand what it means to like Milan and to love Milan, right? Because it's not a liking anymore. And I know nowadays we don't want to push. It's easy to fall into the Messi and Ronaldo trap and get and start liking a player. But it's another thing liking a team the way we like the team. We don't care who plays for our team. We don't care who coaches our team. We want our team to succeed no matter what, right? If there would be a broom and a bucket and we would be winning the Scudetto, I think everybody will be happy, right? So uh, let's go now. I want to know your favorite Juventus player.
All time or present?
Let's do one of each.
All time Del Piero. I think it goes without saying. Present, I guess I have to go Gigi Buffon.
Buffon. Yeah,
Let's say Buffon and then Chiellini. But I like the old guard. I like the
very nice.
legends. The
I'll give
legends.
you that one again. Your favorite Juventus moment.
My favorite Juventus moment. There's a few. I mean, obviously, Milan fans will say it's a long time ago, and it was a long time ago. But the Champions League against Ajax in the mid '90s, definitely penalty shots. Jugovic getting the winner. That was that's definitely up there. The first of these 8 Scudetti was a very and hopefully 9 soon, but was a very special moment. Yeah.
Hopefully nine. It's
Oh,
nine. It's nine, Nico.
never say never.
In,
Not
in,
until the old lady sings.
Inter shit the bed. Lazio shit the bed. Dancing Gasperini and his Atalanta shit the bed. Juve haven't lost this many points in who
You
knows how
guys shit the
long.
bed too, right? We all
Yeah,
have.
but Juve is the champion. So for me, like on the podcast and talking and everything, like I'm not a Juve fan. I will never be a Juve fan. But I laugh at some of the comments that I read and stuff like it's an old boxing analogy, right? If you cannot knock out the champ, you will never become the champ, right? So that's the winning mentality around Juve, and it brings me to my next question, which I want to pick your brain about, and it's something that because you're in the industry, what were your reactions when Juve changed the brand, where they changed their shield and they went to the J, and now changing it again, where they're removing another portion of that historic symbol? What are your thoughts on that? I have my own, and I'd like to compare.
You know what? It was a mixed bag. It was mixed feelings because it hurt. Obviously, firstly, change the logo, but also don't forget, you guys changed the logo a few times in its history. So
Yeah,
I mean, we weren't maybe as attached to any specific logo as much as other clubs are that have had the same logo for a much longer period of time, right? But no, for sure, getting rid of the traditional type of logo was a shock. At first, I did not like it. I did not appreciate it. But when you sit down and think about it, and you read why they're doing this, and these explanations, and the marketing team, and you understand, you're building an image, right? And you see the progression the Juventus has made, Ronaldo aside, but marketing wise, and on off the field, right, off the pitch, and on the streets, now it's become a cool brand. It's become a hip brand, and you'll see it coming up. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. Next season, there's going to be a lot of streetwear with the brand as well. So they've really become an international brand, that's called. And the whole point of removing the word Juventus now to merely make it just a J is more in line with this. So with that in mind, you know what? Looking back now, I'm actually a fan of the move. It's a progressive. It's a very progressive move they made. So yeah, traditionally, didn't like it, but you put aside emotion and sentiment, and you look at it from a business standpoint, and you look at it from a future marketing, what it's all about, right? And chapeau, I think they did a good job there on that.
yeah. I was, to be very honest, I was against it. I'm not for these teams, these historic teams, and I put Juve in that equation of historic teams
Mhm.
changing the shield. I don't mind them branching out and creating a brand. Like if they would have kept that on the jersey and tried to associate the J another way, I was okay with it. But changing it completely, and I get their standpoint. And another question I had for you is: do you think that there's any truth to Juve having to do the unthinkable, is actually produce a jersey without having the stripes for to attract more of the North American market, because the Juve jersey looks almost like a referee jersey?
At this point, if you ask me, would they do it? I think they showed by changing the logo that they would do anything.
Yeah.
I think they showed by changing the logo that they would do anything. That be a I wouldn't be a huge fan. Like already this year, the
This
jersey was
year,
was was, was
this year's a New York style cookie, huh?
I like that. This year was a shock. It looked nice, but it was a shock. I mean, as a UF fan, I wasn't too crazy about it. But next year they're going straight back to the stripes. So I mean, look, I have no problem with clubs once in a while branching out, trying something new,
Yeah,
as long as it's understood. This is not the way forward.
yeah.
So if you ask me what I want to get rid of the stripes, no, that there I would draw a line for sure.
Okay,
Would they do it? I think
I
I
say
think I think
yes.
that answer is probably yeah. It's probably yes.
I agree with you, and I
Definitely.
think they would,
I'm
because
putting aside my allegiance and just thinking rationally. And
yeah.
rationally, I think they probably would. Yeah.
And it's exactly that. It's in the end, the game, whether we like it or not, is becoming a business, right? So they need to generate money, and you touched a bit on marketing, and I know I don't. There's going to be hundreds of millions of people watching this podcast, but you tell me if you want to answer it or not. But I've been a humongous advocate of the major elephant in the room with Serie A and how they market towards North America. I think, and these are my comments, the guys and everybody on the internet. Evangelista Sport has nothing to do with it. This is Steve from Milan Weekly Podcast. I think they do a crap job of it, and I think that it hurts because the other leagues have a step, they're a step ahead, if not two steps ahead. If we look at the EPL, if we look at Fox with the Bundesliga, Serie A doesn't have that huge deal. They have the ESPN Plus in the states, and we have the DAZN that you can watch streaming. But there's no huge TV deal. Now there's murmurs and everybody from Lotito to De Laurentiis to Ferrero, all saying that there's a deal brewing for TV rights. How do you rate Serie A and their marketing of Serie A in here in North America?
I agree with you. It's terrible. I think. Well, I
And
mean, terrible is a harsh word, but it's way behind the other leagues as well. And it's sad, especially the season that we're having right now. You have an absolute love him or hate him, a legend of the game, Ronaldo, playing in your league, scoring 30 goals as a 35-year-old, the first player to do it in Spain, Italy, and England, 50 goals in a season rather. You have an Italian player, Immobile, who's head to head with him, showing you score one, I'll score one. You have stories like Sassuolo and Caputo and Atalanta. What they're doing is incredible. I read somewhere today. I think the average goals per game is over three instead of three, over 3.5, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, and it's exciting. It's exciting. I mean, as a Juve fan, the past couple of weeks I've been getting heart attacks. But how many 2-0 leads did we blow in the past?
yeah, I know.
Milan, the way you guys are playing lately, it's outstanding, and you're right. The coverage is not there. It's not
Yeah,
there. You have to pay. The Zone is a great program to have, but the fact that it's not on as readily
regular.
available as the other leagues are, definitely it's a stain on the league. I think guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? And that I would like to, if you mind, translate it to your business, right? So you have to, unfortunately, you're a Juvendini. You cannot fill out your store with Juve products as much as you would love it. And with Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't even think that you would have a problem selling it out, but you have to divide that between the different brands and what's provided to you. Do you find it's getting difficult to sell Serie A merchandise, or you find that there's that passionate niche crowd that will always flock like myself and spend no matter what?
It definitely went down. It definitely went down. And you touched on a point before, Steve, when you were talking about our kids and how they're going to grow up to like a player. That's one of the reasons I think why it went down too. I call it the FIFA phenomenon. You'll have these kids, you'll have the parents that'll walk in and they're Milan or Juve or whomever die hard, and then the kid is going to be wearing a Man City jersey with De Bruyne on back because he likes him on FIFA. That's unheard of. We didn't grow up this way. Those were the colors you're wearing, and that's it. And and that we see it in the numbers of sales as well. Licensed jerseys, whereas before Serie A was maybe 1, 2, 3. Today, Juve is, especially with Ronaldo, it's number one for us. Again, because I would say large part because of Ronaldo. And after that, the next big Serie A team would be Milan. I think it's like our 8th or 9th bestseller.
Wow.
Montreal Impact sells more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not a shot at all to the Montreal Impact. It's
No.
just to tell you how much the times have changed, right?
Yeah.
And that goes to say how great MLS has been at marketing as well, which Serie A is lacking.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich sells more. All the major English ones. It's for me, it's a bit of a sad shift. You know what I mean? Because we have that the diehards are there, but they're not marketing right to the newer generations for sure.
Exactly, and we have the community, right? So Montreal, yes, there's a large portion of Italians in Montreal, and I'm gonna stretch it out to Toronto. If I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong. You do have a store in Toronto as well,
Correct.
so this needs to come back, guys, and I want to be the I want to I'm not gonna be the one who's gonna change this, but if our little podcast and our little talks with Nico and anybody else open someone's eyes, and someone sees it and say, hey, the big fat guy in Montreal, he has a point here, we might be doing something wrong. that's the message that I want to get out, because I want Nico to say Serie A's stuff is selling again for him business wise, and for me because I think Serie A, and again, it's going to be an unpopular opinion to anybody outside of Serie A, is the best league. And I think, everybody says they come to Serie A to get their university degree, and if they go on after, that's fine. But I need some help from everybody, right? We need, everybody needs to help each other out, and Serie A needs to help themselves out, right? And
Yeah.
listen to the younger generation, because the older generation unfortunately has not advanced the league at all in the last 10-15 years, right? And EPL and the Bundesliga have blown right by us in terms of the way they market it to that, right?
Just look at the quality of how we have to watch games before the zone. It looks like we were watching games straight out of 1987, right? It was
Yeah, on black and white screen TV in the basement, and you're the youngest brother's in charge of the bunny ears,
20 years.
So
Oh, of course.
let's go to a little bit of fun stuff here. Who's the team that you hate the most in Serie A?
The team that I hate the most. Well, look.
He's not gonna say Milan because he's on the Milan
No, you know what?
Vicky.
No. Look, one thing I've learned in the business is to not use the word hate, because it's not right. And I think it was
Okay,
Chiellini and Zanetti that were talking recently, saying we hate each other for 90 minutes, and after that we're friends.
exactly,
So
on the pitch.
maybe I won't say exactly who I hate, but let's just say the team that I hate the most is probably the team you hate the most too.
You,
I'm
you,
assuming, besides Juve, let's put Juve aside.
yeah.
The team you hate the most is probably the team I hate the most too.
If you ask me right now, it's not the same team. It's the same colors, but it's not the same team. That's
Okay.
that's for that that's for a different
No,
time,
look,
though.
I mean, if you look at from dating back to Calciopoli, obviously I'm talking about Inter, and
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest rivalry Juve has had. I mean, we don't have a derby. Our derby is not as meaningful
it,
as your derby is, right?
yeah.
So for us, definitely the biggest rival due to 2006 Calciopoli, and even afterwards, even till today, you look in the market, they're head to head, and on the field, they're head to head. So again, the word hate is a tough one, but
Yeah, I'm
the
sorry.
least liked,
I worded it
the least liked,
the
let's say,
least liked. I worded it wrong. I'm sorry for that. President is gonna knock me on that one. I shouldn't have said hate. It's a really strong word.
my least favorite
Dislike.
team. There,
For me right now, to be very honest, the team that I dislike the most is Atalanta, and
really.
yeah, and it's because I'm all for the story that they have. I enjoy their and I admire the way they sell and the way and they replace. It's just something about this joyous ride that people are blowing out of proportion. I think the bubble's going to pop out soon. For me, is something that is bothering me. The dancing Gasparini is something that will live with me forever. I will never let that go, and yeah, we'll see Friday what happens, but we're missing quite a bit of people. So let's say the player you least like.
Player I least like. Player I least like. Uh, wow. That's a tough one. So again, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna let's think back to the Juve Inter rivalries again. Materazzi was, Materazzi, Ibra, Materazzi, whomever he used to play against was always I think Materazzi's on a lot of people's list of least
Uh,
favorite players.
he's removed
Uh,
from my list. He's removed from my
Thank you.
list.
After 2006, I mean, thank you very much for
Yeah.
what you did. Always respect for that. Always going to love you for that. But we're talking in Serie A on the field. Wow, Steve. I'm drawing a blank on that one. Really, I'm just, really players. I can't say much. I can't say much about players. I mean, I dislike many coaches in the past, starting with Mr. Zeman for all the, the negativity he had
Yeah.
against Cuba, obviously. I'm not liking Conte much these days because he doesn't seem to be he seems to be complaining too much.
Yeah.
But players, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. But
Okay, we'll come back to that. It's not a problem.
maybe it'll jog. Yeah, maybe it'll come back. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to the situation that we're in now. And Nico, can you tell people again? We're gonna go to the positive side and how it felt to open back up the store and what Evangelista is doing to make sure they're taking all the important precautions and following the rules and regulations of Montreal so that we can let people back into your retail store.
We're really looking at the government guidelines that they're putting out for us and following them as much as possible. So masks are obligatory now in public spaces and public enclosed places. We're asking people to social distance. Obviously, we're asking. We want you to look at the product. Try not to touch it unless you really have to. Every product that's touched, tried on, is always steamed and cleaned afterwards. It's always put aside for steaming and left apart. We try and each store is different, but we try and limit the amount of people in the store at a given time, and ask everyone else to kindly wait outside. There's the markers, the cash for lineups. So we're doing what's being asked of us, and so far the people have been great. Everyone's understood. Obviously, like I said, we're all in the same boat. We have all the proper hand sanitization at every store. Everyone's wearing the employees are all masked with the plastic divider at the cash. So, but like I said, thankfully the people are all helping as well and understanding the situation we're all in.
Yeah, and that's important, right? It's a teamwork, right? So for again, people who have not visited Evangelista here in Montreal, let me tell you, they do a great job of using every square inch in that place, and I'm pretty sure things have had to change to make people move around a bit, and they're taking those precautions. So congratulations on reopening. I hope people follow the rules. Let's get past this, and let's get back. And I will be coming and see you guys soon for sure. Uh, there's a question here. There's a special question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Suarez for biting Chiellini.
There you go. See,
Okay.
I knew it was gonna come back.
It
There
was
you go.
coming in. He was okay before that moment. Then he
Yeah,
just went down after.
it was bubbling. So that's the
Yes.
player that Nico hates the most. Suarez for biting Chiellini. I like that. That's cool. There's a question here from a special person for sure. It's El Presidente. He's listening from his lair down below in his home in La Salle. He wants to know when is Evangelista getting the new Milan gear.
Good question, Marcello. Everything is a bit up in the air right now with COVID, and the dates got pushed off and moved around. So I'm not off the top of my head. I don't remember exactly, but it's very very soon. We just launched the Man City yesterday or day before. So usually the brands will do it at the same time. So Puma, Man City. I'm assuming Milan will be very 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 soon, and it's a nice line. It's a nice line. I saw it. It's a very classic Milan line.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
you're like,
very jealous. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you straight out. I've told your brother multiple times. I'm very jealous of what you guys do. I wish I could do what you guys do and see these lines before everybody else sees them. I think of myself as a heavy guy who has a little bit of style, so I can contribute maybe in my older age. I'll send you guys my CV. uh, let's go again. I'm not going to take too much more of your time there. I have some quick fire questions for you,
yeah, I love it. Go ahead.
and you answer them, and we move on. This is an important one for me. We ask all our guests. Nico sits down after a long day of work, comes home. And I'm not gonna say your wife, but someone made food that night, and that food is pasta.
Hmm.
In that pasta plate, there's penne. Are they rigati or they're lisci?
It depends what the topping is.
Oh, you're like Daniele Massaro.
It
Okay,
depends what the
okay,
topping is.
okay. I'm
If you're
gonna.
gonna make me have to choose one, it'll be rigate.
Okay, that's
But,
good.
but,
Very
but
good.
Lisha works better with certain topping as well.
Okay, okay. You're like Daniele Massaro. That was his response to that question. As long as people don't say leash straight out like Jason DeTulio, we're fine. Uh, and that was again bringing up Daniele Massaro. That's something that Evangelista really helped us out with, bringing the Champions League trophy to
Top gentleman.
Evangelista. A top gentleman, was fantastic. I couldn't believe, and talking to you, Nico, brings back those memories. I had to go pick him up. I had to go pick him up at his hotel, and like in my busted up Nissan Sentra, I drove like a World Cup finalist, Champions League winner, with like my air conditioning was broken all the way from his hotel to Evangelista Sport.
I
I don't know
remember
who
that.
else. I don't know who else
And it was a
could.
very humid day, if I remember
Yeah, it
correctly, as
was
well.
terrible. Yeah, it was a very very humid day, so that was great. Evangelista has also helped us out with the great viewing party that happened. With We had the chance to start to video conference again with Massaro, and bringing in the legend of all legends for the Milan guard, Signor Franco Baresi. So that was another special. Vinny and I got to ask the questions that came from everybody, so that was pretty cool. We also had Castillejo and Pepe Reina. So Reina did it in English. Castillejo, we don't even understand what he was talking
No,
about till this day.
not at all.
So that was great. Yeah, I want to know again, quick fire question for you. What's your favorite jersey of all time? It doesn't. I want to ask you Juve, and then I
Okay.
want to ask you to pick another one.
Okay. So Juve, blue, yellow stars.
Yeah, the Sony in the front, it has to be
Absolutely.
your first one. That was
Absolutely.
a classic jersey.
For me, there was no other. And it's crazy, I would say a jersey without the stripes, but maybe that's because I'm also dating back to the last Champions League, sentimental a little bit. But just the look on the field of that jersey was other level for me. Other jersey, other jersey, other jersey. Oh, look, there's been a lot of nice ones over the years. Um, Italy, Italy, you cannot say 2006. You have to say 2006. I mean,
Yeah.
well, whether it was nice or not, you have to say 2006. But 2006, look, the original Kappa 2000 jersey when they came out with that tight fitting
Fucking
light blue
hated. I
jersey.
fucking hated. I
Why?
hated.
I couldn't
It
wear
never
it,
fit me.
right?
I couldn't wear it, man.
I agree with
I
you, but
hated that one for that
how good did
reason.
they look on the field? That was that. That was it. Right? They looked amazing.
Super nice jersey that no one no one over the size of medium could fit into that, right? So I can't give it to that one. For me, I have to say for we have Pepe Cristiano 2003 Milan's jersey was top, yes, for sure. I really like I like all the Milan jerseys. The Centennial jersey was really nice with the small going back in the day. That was crazy. um, I like
Milan,
traditional.
correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they have that navy blue jersey? Wasn't that a Centennial dark blue?
It wasn't dark blue. I think it was baby blue when they had it. There was a trial there, but I think they got.
It didn't
I think
work well,
it
but
didn't
I
work
remember that
well.
one. The
That
gold
was.
Milan jersey was a very
Yeah, I don't
love or
know.
hate. Everybody, not my favorite, but
Not
a
my favorite.
talking point jersey. Talking point jersey.
Yeah, not my favorite. I like some of the black jerseys of Milan. I really like all the jerseys, to be very honest. You like the B win with the white collar was a top one as well. Uh, I find something nice of all the jerseys. Imagine for Milan the jersey that came out from Adidas that looked like they never finished it, where it had the fading color at the bottom there. You know what? I was totally against that jersey, and again, it has to come to the fact of you need to see. I'm a true believer, and especially it happened to me with the green Puma merchandise for Italy. You have to see this stuff live. It's a different feeling. And I put it on that jersey, Nico, and I was like, wow, this jersey is actually pretty nice, man. And with the back completely black, you could actually wear it out, and that's a shift like I think these soccer clubs
Yeah,
need to make, where this jersey is going to be worn not only on a soccer field, but it's going to be worn outside wherever they decide to go, right?
that's
So
one difference between soccer and hockey, football, any other sport. The soccer, you can bust it out with a pair of jeans and go out with it. You can't do that with your big Montreal Canadiens jersey, right?
no, no,
But
no.
just talking about that green one kit, that green kit you're wearing right now, that's a beautiful collection too. And too bad we didn't see it this summer, but we'll see it next summer. The Italy one, Italy uniform, the whole package, white,
Yeah,
blue, green, 2021 now, I guess, is really one of the nicest
yeah,
lines released in a long, long time. So you wait till
yeah.
you see that blue come out. It's amazing. It really is.
Oh, there's a blue one for 2021.
Absolutely.
Blue zip up too.
Yes, there is.
Yeah,
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
yeah. So I got
And
this
a shout
one.
out quickly, if you don't mind, to Pep Cristiano, who rolled before, who just had his first son
Oh
a
yes,
couple
sir.
weeks ago, future Milanista. So
Pepe, welcome to the club. We have two new members of the Milan Montreal club. Congratulations to Pep and your new addition to the family and to our family, Pep Forza Milan, my friend. Just going back to this, I have this one here, and I also have the other one that you guys have, the three colored one, a little bit larger.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I liked it. I started reading about why they came back with this green one. For me too, I was like green. I don't know what's going on, but once you read it and you make a sentimental connection to it, it's pretty cool, right? So I'm
And when you see
curious.
it as well, when you see it,
Yeah,
it's totally different when you see
totally
it in person.
different. Totally different. Totally different.
I don't personally green. I'm not a fan. Same thing. I heard green until I saw it, and
I
it
think
was
this is like
beautiful.
the only green thing that I own besides a green V-neck that I wear for St. Patrick's Day
There
or
you
at
go.
work to wear something green. Nico, I'm not going to take too much more of your time. I want you, this is Nico's time to tell people where they can find you guys. Guys, if you all look at the bottom during this beautiful 45 minutes of talking with Nico, uh, you'll be able, I'm going to change the banner for you guys again. Where's the banner? I'm gonna change it now, and you will be able how you can follow Evangelista Sport on Twitter and Instagram and their website. Nico, if you could tell everybody else where they can find your store and different stores and where you guys are located here in Montreal and Toronto.
Yeah, so you see the handles there at the bottom, Evangelista Sport on Twitter, Evangelista Sports on Instagram, evangelistasports.com. Our main store, like you said, is in Little Italy on St. Laurent. Then we're also located in Laval, in St. Hubert, in Blainville, in St. Catherine. Am I missing any? Then in Ottawa as well, and in the GTA in Vaughan, right? So Maple's considered right across from Vaughan Mills in Toronto as well.
Excellent. Nico, again, I want to thank you on behalf of Milan Club Montreal, Milan Weekly Podcast. Thank you again for your continued support. Guys, there will be another little special announcement that we'll do with Evangelista getting closer to the beginning of the season. Keep your eyes out for Milan Weekly Podcast and that little announcement. That's going to be pretty cool. And knowing my history with Vintage Pitch, Nico knows I'm super excited about this. And Presidente let me into the project, Nico. So maybe we're going to be able to talk.
Good,
Uh,
good, 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 good. Looking forward to it.
Again, thank you to you, the Sansalone family, everybody at Evangelista Sport. Guys, if you're coming from out of town, it's a must-stop shop for anybody who loves calcio and football. Thank you again for everybody who tuned in tonight and who's going to watch later on. Guys, ovunque sempre. Forza Milan. And for Mr. Nico, Forza Evangelista Sport, and go see him and give him some of your business. Take out some of that hard cash, guys. Or no, please debit because we're
No
not
cash.
exchanging
Yeah.
no cash. We're not exchanging cash anymore. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, guys. Good job. Keep up the good work. Forza Milan Weekly Podcast.
That
And
was gonna be there forever, huh? If I hit end broadcast, it's gonna be there forever.
no, you guys are doing a great job. And you know what? I'm happy to see them coming back where they belong.
Thank you,
And
Nico.
that's from the bottom of my heart. I honestly mean it. We need that again. We need that again.
Yeah. Thank you,
All right.
Nico.
Thank you, guys.
Have a
Thank you.
good night, everybody.
Ciao. Ciao.